You've, Bob, talked about, I believe, or used the term an MFA apocalypse. Can you explain what that is exactly? What are
Sure.
you referring to?
Yeah, and that's our marketing team coined that the MFA apocalypse, which is great. But fundamentally, I think what I'm saying is, and this goes back to absence of proof is proof of absence, kind of is not proof of absence. I think we've gotten kind of lax on how our MFA solutions. We think we've solved the MFA problem when we deployed our first generation of MFA solutions. And at the time, we did a little bit because it made it more difficult for the actors of the day to
Right.
bypass our solution. So it's better than not having it. Username, password can be breached easily. Now you have a second device and it's more complicated. But I guess what we're saying is the landscape has changed, right? And it's not okay now to just have an MFA solution. It's got to be phishing resistant. And NIST clearly defines what those requirements are. And the reason I think that we're going to see more and more breaches is when someone, and it goes back to absence of evidence, just because you haven't seen an attack doesn't mean your security program is sufficient. It just means you haven't been noticed yet. And the reason you haven't been noticed yet is the cost benefit analysis of the attackers was such that they went after the high value targets. And the high value targets have always had the most sophisticated solutions. But right now, because of the industrialization, right? We just talked about that. The
Yeah.
phishing as malware as a service, phishing as a service, and the sophistication of the attacks. For a few $100s, I can attack hundreds of companies with man in the middle attacks or the attack in the middle, right? And it costs me nothing. And now, if you layer on AI, bypassing traditional MFA is trivial. And the reason, and we're starting to see that the evidence is clear with some of the most recent reports that we're seeing more and more credential theft through phishing attacks because, quite simply, the scale of the attacks has increased.